Hello and welcome to the Stygian Archive. I'm your host Fritz from the band Devour, and we're here with Roman from Bizarrekult. Bizarrekult's actually a really new band to me. I haven't heard you before. I was asked to do the interview, and I was really amazed. All the emotions and the overall the imagery of the music videos, the emotions I got from the music, it was really natural. I really liked it.
Thank you.
Yes. I would like to start off with like the music. I've watched some previous interviews of yours, and you have talked about it being about societal problems, maybe relationships in the society now and stuff like that. Is this an expression, or is it just an impression of society?
I don't know. I mean, it's as I used to say in when people ask me, it's more like it is what it is. It's, let's say, people things that I'm concerned at specific moment, they just stick, and then I decide to put them into lyrics. Often it's, let's say, either how I see things or how I feel things are in the world or around me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So extremely personal music then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So everything is personal because, you know, I create all the music and I write all the lyrics. So it's like, it's always very important for me exactly what words I use and, you know, what I'm trying to say. And yeah.
How long have you been working on this project? Is it 2006?
Yeah, so basically I started, let's say, I think it's like autumn 2005 actually, when I started making like first riffs that have been then recorded as a demo in 2006. So that's like, that's 20 years, more than 20 years, but it's like I haven't been doing this for all this 20 years. It's more like, you know, it's been on and off, and now since 2019 it's more or less on. So yeah, the last 7 years, let's say, it's more or less active project.
Yeah, really cool. How do you think it has evolved since the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, it's in a way now it's a little bit. I mean, you see, when I started initially, I was rather young, to put it like this. But then at the same time, I think, now I think it's a little bit more mature, both when it comes to music, but also when it comes to lyrics. And also, I think the more I try to, the more I work on music, the more satisfied you get at some point. Like you feel like, okay, now, and I mean, this is normal for any creative person, that now you think that you put everything that you have, you know, like you did maximum effort to this specific time point, because otherwise, why would you do anything if you don't put it 100%?
True. Okay, so how were the lyrics about the same stuff? How your perceptions were at that time, the things that stuck in your head, or was it more about, I don't know, sci-fi or stories, or has it always been this way?
And no, it's actually, I mean, it's like more or less, it's been like self-reflection on things. It's just that the last 7 years, 6-7 years, I've been more interested into like seeing things like, you know, when you think about your own life as like from third-person view, like when you try to, let's say, distance yourself. Yeah, like distance yourself, not go up, but just distance yourself from the things, from events of your life, or just, you know, things that happen, and just see it a little bit more, I don't know, like as a different person, I don't know, just like to see, you know, what
perspective of others.
No, it's not the perspective of others. It's more like just, you know, because when you are, let's say, when things are happening, right, you are in the in the act in a way, and then you don't, when things are happening, when life is happening, it's like you often don't have time to reflect on what exactly is going on, what you do and what you say, and you know how you think. So it's like very often you take, just the brain takes decisions on the spot, sometimes unconsciously, sometimes you think that you made a weighted decision or something like this, but then after time has passed, you can kind of process and see slightly differently, maybe see the connections, or just see yourself, like, you know, from a different perspective in a way. And then, yeah, it's really important sometimes to reflect on those things, especially when you realize something.
True. I feel like this is very much shown in the videos and how they're filmed. They're very simplistic, but they're very, you can see everything kind of, like it's, the facial expressions quite change. Are these actors, the people in these videos?
Yeah, yeah. It's like, you think about videos for the most recent album, right?
I have seen 3 of them. I'm bad with names. I liked all 3.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But I mean, like for the last album, actually, so I worked with one director. She actually made 3 videos, 1 on the previous album and 2 on this current album. And then with this, sorry?
I think it was those.
Yeah, probably. So it's this. Well, actually, the director, she is also in the video. Like, there's a video on this track, Blika Hennes, which is from the current album, and she is actually playing one of the characters in the video herself. So she is basically the director, and yeah, she was working on those videos. It's like I've been explaining to her what I want to, what kind of emotions and what the song is about, and what kind of feelings I would like to create with visuals. Because you see, let's say, I mean, sometimes people say, yeah, but it doesn't matter what kind of lyrics you use or what are the words in the extreme music. And I'm like, well, not for me, because for me it's important to have some message that at least means something for me, even if it doesn't mean anything for anyone, right? So then it was really important for me to explain her that, okay, we try to explain a little bit the feelings and the emotions, what's going on in the song. Let's try to explain it with visual, even for people that don't care about the lyrics, you know, and like they don't bother, or they don't hear, or they don't know the language. Because this is also one of the points that I have heard from people, sometimes in ridiculous situation, but sometimes in just people say, okay, well, sorry, I don't understand this language. And I'm like, okay, well, then for you, there's translation on Bandcamp, for example. You can read if you're interested, or you can just translate with Google, whatever. But then a few years back, when we were on tour in Germany, there was one person that came to merge table, and he was trying to convince me that actually I shouldn't be using Norwegian and should switch to English, because then more people would understand the lyrics. And I was like, man, no, this is not how the art works. You know, art is like you create something, and then, you know, it's when you create it for the sake of art and not for the sake of popularity or whatever, it is what it is. So if it's the language that I choose, the language that I think for me is important to have lyrics on, and this is it. And I mean, then with this lady, we made those videos. It's like I've been always explaining to her what is the story, and then she, in a way, makes her own interpretation, you know, how she sees it with her, let's say, with her way of creating stories. And you know, like with this, when I work with her, it's more like, you know, when she sends me, what do you think? I'm like, okay, everything is perfect. Don't do anything, you know. I'm happy about it, how you did it, and that's it. And especially for this, for the last album, because initially I thought about making one video, but then suddenly I got the possibility to do another one. And then we're like, okay, well, actually we can connect the two videos by using the same actor in two videos. We can create an extended story. Yeah, because the guy in like videos for Blicke Hennes and Drøm, it's the same male actor. And then she used also the same, because first we made the video for Drøm, and then we created Blicke Hennes, and then she was like using also like, you know, the gun, like the gun from the other video is also there. So we kind of connected them. And for me, it perfectly makes sense because the songs in the album are also connected lyrically. You know, there's like a thread or a line which connects my vision from one to another. And then she also made it in a way unconsciously, but it's very nice that she actually connected the videos to like a larger picture. So, and yeah, I think it's very, very cool.
That is how it felt when I watched them, like unbeknown of that it was like they all kind of connected to, in a way. It was the same style and it was all very good, very beautiful, actually, for sure.
Yeah.
So well done, well done. Okay, so
Thank you.
yeah, by the lyrics then, that's a personal question. Oh, I tried to find lyrics for it was one of them at least. Yeah, but I didn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find it even on Bandcamp.
For the last album, I think.
So I think it was Blikket Hennes. Nej, du lovet mig. Du lovet mig.
Yeah, Du lovet mig, that's like from the previous album. Yeah, you see, it's like, I'm not sure about this. Well, no, for sure I put it on Bandcamp, the translation, not the original one.
Aha, that's probably why.
So there's like, on Bandcamp, there's English translation because people are asking about that. But otherwise, it's like, it's up to publisher in a way. So if they don't put it, then, you know, it is what it is.
You promised, you have to search, you promised me then, probably.
No, I mean, it's like this translation is in a way unofficial translation that I just roughly did. But then Du lovet mig, basically, it's in the physical edition, you know, it's on CDs and on tapes and on LPs. I think it's not put online because I think because, you know, of publishing agreements and things like that. So it's a little bit, yeah.
It's to make people buy it so you can read the booklet.
Yeah, well, it's not, it's, you know, a copyright's protected, you know, so then the publishing, the publisher is in a way, you know, watching those things, and then, I don't know, maybe they remove fits online, and I don't know.
Yes, okay. What do you think about society now, how it is, since it is how it's something you reflect on often? Are you happy with it at times, or are you just unhappy with it, or?
Well, I mean, it really depends on, you know, you see there's, let's say, certain aspects of human as a species in a way that you can be unhappy about, or, you know, you can reflect on things. So, and then societies, let's say, they're very different in a way if you're between the countries, right? If you're in US, it's one type of society. If you're in Norway, you have a different type of society with different type of relationship between even, let's say, man and woman, people at work, family. So it really depends, you know. It really depends on the country. It really depends on cultural things. So, you know, sometimes, let's say, things that, but, you know, it's, in a way, it's like my personal relationship to some aspects of society, let's say, to consumerism or something like this. So this is something that, or like it, not just consumerism, but, you know, about just wasting your time and wasting your life on things that you don't need, which is in a way, it doesn't matter if it's a current society or if it's 50 years back, 100 years back. If I open, let's say, classic literature from 19th century, early 20th century, there'll be similar problems. I've been recently talking with a friend here about those things, we were discussing like French composers like Satie and Debussy, you know, those classical composers, and we were like, okay, well, actually, can you realize that actually the concerns that these people had, they are basically the same that we have now. It's just that the framework and, let's say, the cosmetic aspects of life now changed. But then the nature of human is, in a way, more or less the same to some extent, that, you know, people have their wishes, demands, you know, they're driven by something, they have, you know, desires and sins and so on. So it's like you can change, you know, instead of wanting, I don't know, a fancy dress, now you can want a fancy mobile phone or a big car. But, you know, inside there'll be the same type of emotion in a way. But 100 years, probably 200 years, 500 years, I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's just how the nature of people is, you know, because of culture and, I don't know, upbringing, whatever, just how some things are biological, something is cultural, but yeah.
I for sure see what you mean. Yeah. It will always be, it will never be enough for humans. Right? Kind of.
Well, yeah, in a way, yes. I mean, even now it's not about never be enough, but it's more like, yeah, you know, it's about, yes. Well, if to think about philosophical aspects of this, there was always, if you just go like, I don't know, to Greek philosophers or like really old philosophy books, there will be always discussion about what is sufficient in life and what do you actually need, what is the meaning. So it's in a way eternal questions, you know, so then, yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting, all of that. So you're into literature then? Are you into art as well and all of this? Is that like...
art, not really, but, you know, literature, yes, and music. That's
what music?
Also, yeah.
Is there something that has inspired Bizarrekult?
Well, this is a very difficult question because, you know, for me, it's more like, I wouldn't say that something directly inspires. It's more like, you know, when you listen to different types of music, let's say you listen to classical music, you listen to, I don't know, metal music, you listen to electronics, then it just, in a way, shows you that, so there are different ways of expressing things, you know, there are different tools that are available. And then with this regard, you can say, okay, well, something here, I don't know, let's say you listen to Stravinsky or Ravel, like those guys, and then you hear, oh, okay, well, actually, this rhythmic pattern is like something that I also like. But, you know, it doesn't mean that it's inspired by them, but it's more like, this is, again, something that is, in a way, I don't know, genetics.
yeah, maybe. Yeah. It probably is. So, like, there's no other, like, black metal that inspired you to get the sound, or?
When it comes to sound, it's sometimes you think about, oh, well, okay, I like how the drums sound on record X, you know, just, or like, I like how the balance between instruments is, or, you know, this particular guitar effect or something like this, you know, but it's not like, I want to sound like band X, you know, or I need a track like, no, it's not like this. It's more like, it's very random. And yeah, no, but you see, it's very random in a way. Just, you know, I write what I can write because I'm not, first, I'm not a professional musician. Second, it's more like, you know, it's not that I have a plan and I'm thinking, oh, okay, I need to make 6 or whatever, 8 tracks and they should be, you know, this type of structure and so on. No, it's in a way pure, it's just pure free form, like, you know, it is what it is. Okay, well, this is something that I like. Okay, I keep it, and that's it.
Do you have any personal ambitions with Bizarrekult? Like, do you want people to wake up in a way, or is there anything that you want to achieve other than putting it out?
Yeah, I mean, see, I think it's up to people in a way. It's like, I don't have any goal, like, I don't know, sell so many albums or things like that. It's more like, I look at this like, I see this as I'm going to do it as long as I enjoy it, you know, as long as I find it interesting to write new music and add new words. And I really like when we perform live with guys, because this is really great, being on stage and, you know, make the music alive, make it slightly different than on the recording. You know, put a bit extra emotions in it, and, you know, have fun on stage. Well, it's not bad. It's just, you know, sometimes I feel like it's interesting because it feels like you need time to process the song for it to fully, you know, fully explore it yourself. And I realized it actually this year when we were playing songs from new album at Inferno Festival here in Norway. And during one of the tracks, you know, because always when we play live, there's something happens that in a way does not really exist on the album, in a way that slightly different vocal delivery or something like this. And then during one of the tracks, I had like really emotional breakdown, like, you know, I experienced like I was really overwhelmed. And then I realized that actually I understood myself then better, what actually I put into the lyrics, you know. And that was a very interesting experience, because like it just felt like, you know, this is like, it just happens here and now, you know. It doesn't happen when you, like, let's say when you record the music and it's kind of, in a way, solid, you know, like it's there, it is the way it was recorded and put out, right? But when you go on stage, it's like there are certain small things that kind of influence on what happens on stage, you know, what happens with myself and also with the guys, how we interact. And then now actually because we play in festival again next week in Germany, and then when I was rehearsing now for this festival, and I was like, okay, now I feel the same emotions as I felt on stage in Oslo at Inferno, because now actually this song, it has an additional layer of emotion that I feel like when I was recording the words, I was probably too shy. You know, like I said what I wanted to say, but at the same time, I was too shy in delivering the words. So they were too...
You record with others then?
Sorry?
You record with a studio, people watching, and all of this, and that ruins the kind of emotion that you actually
No.
are.
It's just that I did not... What I'm saying is that I did not realize the real emotion that I actually put into words, you know. So like I put the words, you know, and I recorded it, and it sounded great. And I mean, I still like how the recording sounds. It's just that after this, I experienced this extra moment on stage when something happened with me. And now when I was rehearsing it, again, I had emotional breakdown, like, you know, I started crying and all that stuff. And I just realized that actually this is what I wanted to say, you know, with these words, with this message. This is what this is how I feel. And, you know, it's just like I suddenly I become not too shy about it, you know, like I mean, it's like, anyway, the lyrics are always very open, right? It's like too open in a way, to some extent. Like it's too much, there's too much stuff going on, but then this just gives a little more, or not a little more, but totally different level of, you know, feelings that how I now see this song. And it's very interesting. So it's like, so now I feel like, okay, it's a track called Drøm. So, and then you see, it's like, now I feel like, okay, for the next album, because I'm going to work on the next album at some point later this year, maybe next year. Nice. I think I'm going to change the way I'm working on the vocal recording. Is that I think I will record it, and then I will really let it settle down, you know, live with it, and then see like what would happen if I would like to like re-record the vocals, like, you know, not be limited in time. I think this is going to be great because, you know, it's more like just, you know, like more, I don't know, you see, for me, this is the interesting, when you say ambition, there's no ambition, but I see this, the whole project in a way with lyrics and music as a self-exploratory journey in a way, you know. It's like I'm discovering something in myself. And I think this is basically the drive behind the project in a way, because not to be like, you know, egoistic or egocentric, whatever. It's just like, this is the whole idea about it. It's like I'm trying to explore myself, you know, in this larger picture that is life. And I think within this project, I'm always open in something about myself, both to others, but also to myself, you know.
It's your way of
and it's like,
yourself.
yeah, it's like not just expressing, but discovering, you know. This is the thing. So it's not about like, oh, look at me, this is what I want to say. It's more like, oh, this is interesting, look what I found in myself, you know. And okay, it's there. And sometimes you feel awkward or like really like, you know, like, oh, why have I done this, you know, because it's too much personal stuff in the lyrics. But then I see it's very interesting because for my friends, for the guys that play with me in the band, for them, it's actually a very interesting aspect because they understand me better through music and lyrics, you know. So it's like, you don't have to say too many things, but then, you know, in a way, music and lyrics speaks for it, right? And I can tell you this, like we mentioned this, I think, on some different occasion with the guys. It's like, this was actually how I discovered the guys that play with me in the live band, because two of them, they have been during the lockdown with COVID, they had a project with, you know, they put a website where they had a purpose to write about every single metal release in Norway. Everything from demo to like, regardless of its signed band, unsigned band, demo, EP, album, it's just singles. They would just, you know, writing about those things. And this is how we met, because they initially wrote when my first single came out in 2021. They wrote about it. And when I read it, I was like, oh, actually, somebody understood what it is all about. And, you know, and this was like so unexpected, you know, because normally, you know, people like, okay, well, I like the music. This is great. You know, something is cool. Like, I like the feeling. I like the groove, whatever, you know, this is catchy or whatever. But then the guys were actually really analyzing and, you know, like, okay, here are the emotions, you know, like really like getting to the point. I'm like, oh, wow, this is really impressive. And I see, oh, actually, these guys are musicians as well. So I just reached out to them and said, okay, why don't we play together? Because it seems like you understand me better than, you know, sometimes I understand myself. And, you know, this is how we started the live band, basically.
Oh. Yeah, I actually saw you at Inferno. It was a good show, but I didn't check out the studio music right then and there. But the show was extremely good. I was watching it. I didn't know who you were, but I was like, what? This is something, huh?
Yeah, thank you. Great.
Oh, it's good indeed. But it's really nice seeing you being so emotional about this whole thing, because it means so much. And it's like you say, very few people understand that. They can't always express themselves without music or art, and it's good to let it out.
I think that's okay, because you see, it's like, it's not, let's say, it's not a pop art or like something that is, let's say, you know, I remember I read this statement, or expression on the website, personal website from Aaron Steintrop, the singer from My Dying Bride, and yeah, and he was on his personal website. He was like, okay, this is my art. This art is not done for someone. This art is here because I had the urge to create it, and this is only the reason for it. And I think this is the best in a way. And I mean, it's not about being egoistic or egocentric. It's just like, you know, this is my output, right? And it's not about making this output as attractive to as many people as possible. It's just about, okay, it is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm. It is. Also, on another note then, or the live musicians, do they do any studio work as well?
No, not really, no.
Do you play the drums and guitar and bass and everything?
No. I have, like, in a way, I have two sets. Well, I mean, this is for historical reasons. It's like,
okay.
I have friends that help me to record music, so we kind of kept it like this. And I mean, this is a subject for discussion that we probably have to change at some point. Who's going to record what? Yeah, but yeah.
I understand. So kind of session, but not. It's just two groups of people that do different things live and studio.
Yeah, it's yeah, something like this. You can think about, like, you know, the Vegard, the guy from Emperor who started his own project, Ishan, right? He has, in his solo band, he has several sets of musicians that you know, play and record whenever it's, you know, suitable for them and for him. So yeah, it's kind of this kind of approach. But you know, I'm like also thinking that maybe for the next album I will go back to in a way where it originally started, when I record everything myself except for the drums. So, but this is also like, it's a little bit too early to say what I'm going to do with the next album. It's just, you know, there are so many ideas that are not carved in stone yet. It's like I have the vision for the album, I have some tracks, like, and yeah, but how I'm going to record, and this is not decided yet.
Well, it's good to hear. Because the recent album, what's it called again?
Alt Som Finnes.
Alt Som Finnes, yeah. That one, that came out when?
That's in February this year.
Yeah. Okay. Are you happy with how it went out?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm very happy with the outcome. It's like the album itself, I'm very happy. I'm very happy about the collaborations that I managed to do. So it's like, it sounds really, really well. Yeah.
Good.
And yeah.
And also, so I wanted to go a bit on the artwork of your albums. Is that also a very personal thing? Have you drawn them, or?
No. It's, I also work with other artists. We start from, I'm explaining them what the lyric concept is and what can be something, you know, the themes that I would like to explore as the cover art. So, yeah, this is how it goes. And then they suggest me some ideas, some drafts, and then we kind of work together and keeping it. Yeah.
I really like the artwork, though. It's just everything. It reflects the vision. There's nothing that's out of place. It's very few times you get the impression where everything just belongs together. It's like you realize it's you, so it's a good thing, I think, for sure. But how many live shows do you have lined up, and how many have you done, and what's your experience with live shows? Is it hard, stressful before stage, or?
I think during the last 4 years we played like maybe 40 shows in total, so it's quite a lot. We had 2 tours. We had the tour with Der Vegan Freiheit and Regardless om Tombe in 22. And then in 24 we had a tour with Winterfille and Wormwich in UK. So yeah, we played some festivals here and there. Played Inferno this year, going to play Summer Breeze this year, next week. yeah, otherwise there are no plans at the moment. It's a little bit in the air. But yeah, I mean, I think being on stage is really great, and it's a lot of fun to actually put some life into the feelings, and, you know, just live the moment, enjoy the text, enjoy samspil. What is the English? Like cooperation, how we play together, interaction with the guys, you know. This is really great. This is really great because, you know, there's like we like kind of give birth to something different on stage, you know. There's a lot of fun, a lot of emotions, and it's really great stuff, you know. And when it kicks with the audience, it's also really cool.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. The song you talked about, Drøm, which is a dream in English for all of you. What is it about?
Well, it happens in a dream, actually. So it's like, well, obviously, right? No, so the idea is that, so I mean, in the album overall, it's like we start with conscious, and how the conscious, like the perspective, the interplay between the person, the main character, and his moral, in a way, you know, his inner values. And in a dream, it's like the idea is that the main character is, in a way, trying to escape from reality, from real life, because, you know, being chased and tired and so on. And then in the dream, this person actually realizes, like sees the purpose and sees what it is all about and where it should go and what should this person do and who he is or who she is. But then, of course, it's only in a dream, you know, because then you wake up. And the thing is that here on this track, I have a guest vocalist there. So it's actually a female guest vocal there, also with the screaming, and so it's very cool. And for me, it's also like a little bit, you know, a play of identity, because in a dream you can be anything, basically. You know, you don't have to be the person you are. You can be an animal, you can be a woman, you can be a man, you can be whatever. So yeah, but I mean, this is like, because sometimes you dream and you think that, you know, you are, I don't know, in open space or whatever, right? Everything can happen there. So there are few layers of this complexity in the lyrics, and also in what means are used to express the idea, like this, you know, different vocalists and so on.
Because you usually use female vocalists as guests, don't you? Or is that just my impression?
Yeah, well, I mean, I have female vocals on a few tracks, but here in this case, it's like she's screaming. It's like it's a vocalist from Belgian band Predatory Void. So she has very low screaming voice. So it's like her voice is lower than mine, actually, and I think this is actually a really additional depth and very cool.
For sure.
So yeah, so I think it was a very good collaboration. Very cool.
Yeah, it really always fits. Even if I'm Norwegian, I can't always understand the words. I really have to listen. Is that an effect that you want, or is that just accidental?
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's hard to say, because you know, normally I ask the guys whom I play with and say, you know, we hear everything, and you know, the most emotional thing for me is, you know, when I see the video from a concert, and then I see that the guys are actually also singing alone, and I'm like, oh God, this is fantastic. Because, you know, during the rehearsal they are not doing that, but then when you see on live, when it's a video from a concert, and you see, okay, well, actually guys that play with me, they also know the text. That's like impressive, you know.
It's cool.
But of course, you know, there's because I'm not a native Norwegian, so then there's always a discussion about, you know, oh, well, something could have been said in a different way, and yeah, it's okay.
It's just me being from the West Coast. We have a dialect here, so it's probably the case, to be honest.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, is there? I think I have asked everything that I have think of. Is there anything additional that you want to add to the interview or something?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I think we'll end it there. Thank you so much, man. I really liked the conversation.
Yeah.
So
Thank
see
you.
you later. And, have great endeavors.
Thank you.